Okay, I'm just gonna do a quick breakdown of what happened last week. So not much happened. Basically we were on USDMXN here. Um, yeah, and then price just did that. It didn't really go anywhere. So basically what happened was we were da, 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 da. Here we are. Okay, so basically on the 4 hour price had a pullback where within structure we get this confirmation right here. So we then started looking from 7 a.m. for the accumulation break retest. Um, we have to make sure on the 30-minute we're in trend first. So uh, at 7 right here. So we are in trend on the 30-minute, right? And then price pulled back. So we then can go down because we know within this section here, and I found something pretty cool out actually. So, oh, perfect. That's our entry right there. So, okay. So on the 5-minute, price wasn't in trend here, but so we couldn't have taken it, right? Because we need the 5-minute to be in trend as well too. And also, so basically when it broke here, now we're in trend because all of this is the lower high. So price pulled back. We were looking in here. We didn't see 4 wicks or anything like that. So there was nothing in there. Um, this is bugging me. It's flipping out like that. So couldn't do anything in there because we're not in trend. And yeah, now we are in trend. So we need some sort of internal structure. So right here you can see we broke under, came back, didn't do anything, didn't retest it the way we wanted it to. So there was no entry. So like here we broke under, didn't retest it properly. Oh, actually we did right here because this wasn't an engulfing that broke it. As you can see, that's the bullish candle. So when we got this engulfing right here, we could enter, right? So now we have 5-minute in trend, all the other time frames in trend. Now what we have to do is when we take this, we have to make sure that we have at least to this 0.25 zone on here. We have to make sure we have at least a 2 hour trade because this thing is going to reverse pretty quick. So don't take it like, see, we initially took it here, but when you put the stops above here and to here, it's not going to be a proper risk reward ratio. You have to have that goes all the way down here. And there is a chance that it's probably not going to go down there all the way. Um, why? I don't know. Let me just check something real quick because I have a theory. Let me just, well, my theory was that it was at the 4 hour lower high or something like here, right? But it didn't really get there. I guess. Okay, yeah, I did basically. This is the 4 hour lower high right here because of all the structure in here. You just want to target the first resistance point. So it would have gone there. However, like I said, we have to make sure that think initially I would have taken this on the 15-minute because the 15-minute should have been in trend. I'll check it after. But yeah, when you do it, you just have to make sure that you have to this point right here, this 2 hour zone, this 0.25 zone, that you have a 2 hour ratio, right? So here you can see that we're also in trend. So we're bearish, right? So we're pulling back right here and we're bearish. There is no accumulation levels on here. So since we're bearish, we can go into here. We can go into the 1 minute now. And on the 1 minute, we're going to see the same thing. So we're bearish. All of this is bearish. We see an accumulation right here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 wicks within internal structure. This is the whole bearish structure right here. Now we get an engulfing right here. So we enter there, stops above here. And when you do that, you have a 2 hour ratio to this kill zone on here. That's because, remember, because we're buying off this 0.75, you can't have a schematic violation by taking entries into here, which is here. See, I did this one. This would have been 2.45 going to the bottom here, but it kind of just like pulled back too deeply before actually doing it. But it is valid. Like it would have gone to 1.87 before fully reversing on here. Here we go in 5, we get in trend again. We target the same thing. We get a 2R. But yeah, just make sure you target this and a 2R is good enough, right? Like once it hits 2R, you can be okay enough like not to get greedy because the risk reward goes down a lot. Anyways, that's the overview of that. The same thing kind of happened on AJ, but I didn't take AJ because I was already in this and I saw this happening, right? So same thing basically right here, right? The 4 hour went bearish, the 4 hour came back, tapped into point um 7.5 right here. We got the rejection candle, so we would show up here. This rejection candle happened from 11 to 3, so we would show up in London at 3 right here, right? Starting right here. So let's zoom in. We would be looking for a pullback first, for price to pull back and then drop. So let's go first to the 30-minute because we need to make sure the 30 minutes in trend. So at this time, this is here, bearish. So the 30-minute is not in trend at this time until the 30-minute would have broken here. So we wouldn't be worried about it until we get to 30-minute broke here. So we'd be looking at this candle on here, start in here. And then we would go to the, make sure the 15 minutes in trend. So right here, the 15 minutes not in trend either. Oh, actually, no, sorry, we're looking here. It's hard to see it when prices like that. Okay. So the 15 minutes in trend, we're good here. We're basically looking for a break retest. We have 1 wick, 2 wick, 3 wick, not 4 wicks on there. But let's go on to the 5-minute. 5-minute is in trend as well too. You can see that we would have some sort of an accumulation here and all the way back up here as well too. So let's play it out. It didn't give us anything there. However, since the 5-minute is in trend, hold on. So the 1 minute's in trend, we can look for it on here if it does give us one. Okay. We got a retest right there. 1, 2, 3, 4 wicks. We're still within structure. Right. Um, well, this is micro, so we don't even need to do this. But anyway, it is an accumulation. But let's just, I just wanted the line to be black. There we go. And then we pull back. We get an engulfing that doesn't violate or anything like that. And right there, we enter, stops above the shift the structure right here. And then you just give it like, it's a 12, give it like 5 more pips, 5 to 7 pips on there. So say 17 there. And do we have 2R to here? See, that's the thing. We don't have 2R to here. So let's go. This is where we need to be above. We give it some breathing room. We can give it that much. Just in case like it does like some weird wick stuff, you know? And then there we go. And then, yep, fully reverses. So that's why you can't take a trade down here. So sometimes it'll try to lure you in down here. Like, like let's say like you go on the 5-minute, it's having a pullback. Did break structure on there. Let's go on the 15-minute. Like right here, let's say like you wanted to, like you had this pullback right here and you get this accumulation right here, then your entry engulfing is already right here. You can't take it in this zone because you already reacted off of here. That would be the schematic violation on the 4 hour, right? So that's what I learned from these two on here. So I lost on USDMXN. I took a loss on that and I didn't take any other trades just because nothing else lined up. So that was a recap of that. And now I'm going to just do the Sunday breakdowns. All right. There was actually one that I missed. I didn't AUDCAD. I didn't see this trade. Like I didn't know how to get in on it, but now I see it. So basically, yeah, we're at the area of interest, right? So basically the weekly, this is what it looked like. The weekly candle didn't pop up the way it did. So the weekly, this is what we look like. We're at the area. The daily, this is what we look like. We had a proper pullback. On the 4 hour, we're at the lower low now, so we're waiting for a proper pullback. We can tell when we have a proper pullback. Perfect. Okay, so we've had a proper pullback. Now we'd be waiting for the rejection confirmation whenever we get that. Heck series listening to me. Okay, we have a rejection pullback. We didn't tap into the 0.75, so there's not a schematic violation, which means we can take an entry from here. So basically, we're looking for it to make a top wick and then drop down. So what we're going to do now is basically we start looking from there. We need to make sure that 30 minutes in trend. Nice. So the 30-minute is not in trend. So I think that's why I didn't take it. Okay. Here, the 30-minute would be in trend at this point. So then we would go to the 15-minute. 15-minute is in trend as well too. We don't have any sort of accumulation there. Let's narrow down even further. The 5 minutes not in trend. So let's go back to the 15. 15 minutes going to be in trend until all the way up here. So we're good. So we just need the 5 minute to somehow shift. So the 5 minute is still bullish. So let's break it, break the high and then break the low. Let's see if it does that. It's not going to do it. Oh, okay. We broke the high. So now we just need to break the low so that we can be bearish. This is going to be at 7 p.m. here. So basically there was nothing in that session. So 7 p.m. All right, we didn't even look at the time that we got the rejection confirmation. So 7 p.m., we're gonna have to wait for another rejection confirmation because when we got that one, it wouldn't have been valid. So then we're still waiting for, right, because it made a new lower low there. So we're still waiting. Let's wait again. Okay, we get the rejection confirmation. We would go start here. So this is starting from 11 p.m. now. So double check again. The 30-minute is bearish. Nice. 15-minute is bearish. 5-minute is bearish. Okay, we need some sort of accumulation. We can go down. So the 5 minute is going to be bearish for a very long time until it breaks here, basically. So we can then go to the 1 minute. Well, first we have to get into next candle is going to be here. Let me just go one more candle over. Okay, we're still bearish. On the 1 minute, we are currently bullish, so we need the 1 minute to shift. Okay, it went bullish. It went bearish. All right, here we have an accumulation right here. We also have one right here too. So we would take that engulfing right there off this base right here on this engulfing. Stops above the structure. So if we're doing this, I would say this, just put it right there. Okay, and then just target like 2R. Okay, challenge passed right there. And then it just reverses, I'm pretty sure. But that's really rangy. Is it going to continue through? Oh, shoot, I changed it. AUDCAD, AUDCAD. Okay, so this was Wednesday, 11 mid, at like Londonish. So I would have expected it to play all the way into New York, but it seems like maybe it's accumulating. But either way, that's how we could have caught AUDCAD. Um, at least a 2R on there. And just same thing, just having a proper 4-hour pullback. And the main thing is though, is like determining what's going on the daily bias. Like we either have to be like at an area of interest, at a lower low with a rejection, can't be like at here with a conflicting candle type thing with the weekly bias. But that's what's really putting this all together on here. So yeah, now it's making a lot more sense. Now I can just sleep and be like, okay, when did we get that 4-hour rejection confirmation when it had a proper pullback? And after we get it, then I know starting after that, then I can start looking for the accumulation. So we would just make sure all the time frames were in sync and then start going forward like that. All right.